Well, good morning. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope the weather's improved a bit for you. Here in Northumberland, it's very, very blustery and cold, but it's got to get better at some point. We've got to keep a positive mindset. So today, we've been talking about over the last week about happiness, and there's a load of little videos coming over the next week or so about how to be happier, how to be better, how to enjoy life more. Hi Melanie, do us a favour when you're live, when you're tuned in, can you just please say hello in the comments? That would really help. So yes, if you've been looking at the news yesterday and today, you'll see there's some quite sad news there that a TV presenter looks like she's committed suicide at just the age of 40. And that's quite dangerous in one way. I remember when I trained getting into all of this stuff, I was told that when somebody in the public commits suicide, somebody in the public eye, commits suicide, then we seem to have a spate of teenagers doing exactly the same, which is absolutely awful. Suicide is something that happens every day in the UK. People are taking their own lives. A friend of mine just told me last week that two young teenagers who were really well liked and really popular had killed themselves. It's not good. It's something that happens. It's part of life, and really it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. It's just a bit of a hassle. So I thought I'd put 10 tips together for good mental health rather than focusing too much on the negatives of suicide, depression, anxiety and stress, because there's lots of things we can be doing. So the first question I've got for you is, what are you doing on a daily basis for your mental health? What things do you do? Is life too busy that you just get on and you do everything else? Or do you actually get on and do something for yourself? We talk about self-care, which I know people get fed up about. But the other big question is, who is responsible for your mental health and your health? A lot of people in the UK, because we've got this fantastic thing called the NHS, believe that the NHS or your doctor is responsible for your health and your mental health. And guys, that's not true. It's you. You're responsible for your health. You decide what you put in your body. You decide what you do. But we have a culture that just, the minute I get something, I'll run around the doctor and get an antibiotic. And it should start with us. And the thing is that things are changing now, is that the NHS slowly is changing. And at some point, we're going to be charged for those GP appointments. We're going to be charged thousands of pounds for hospital stays. And it helps to get into a state of where we are looking after our health, because that's our health, that's our happiness, so that's something we have to do. Some people will disagree with that, but that is life. So I thought I'd put some tips together to push us forward for good mental health. So the first thing I've got to say is, be there for your friends. You know, you'll have some friends. I have clients from all walks of life, a lot of professionals, a lot of NHS professionals who come to me who are suffering, and they often feel they're very alone. They look as though they've got everything together. You know, £1 million a year businessmen, people who own big businesses, doctors and nurses and psychiatric specialists all look outwardly as though they're doing really well, and humans are really, really good at actually hiding and masking the problems. We don't like to be seen to be weak, to have a problem. So the first thing I'm going to say, guys, is be there for your friends and your family. Ask them how they're doing. Dig a little deeper. You know, if somebody doesn't look like they just don't question about it. Just give them a hug. Spend some time with them. Have a cup of tea. Keep in touch. But be there for your friends and your family. And just try and think and keep an eye on the faces. What are they really going through? It's really funny how you can miss what's going on with people who are very, very close to you. And that's happened to me when I've had bad times in the past. You know, there's been people around me who just didn't notice what was going on. So just be the best person you can be around your friends and your family. Number 2, if you're struggling, ask for help. Now this is really, really important. Again, we don't like to say that we're struggling, that we're not doing so well. But if you are struggling, you know, if it's really serious, there's the Samaritans, there's your doctors. But go to your friends and your family, go to somebody who's supportive, and just be honest, they can have a chat. I'm just feeling down, I'm struggling. Go and get some help, let people know how you are, because as they say, a problem shared is a problem halved. Find out people who can really help you. One of the things to be aware of is if you do go to your doctor, Now, I don't know if this is the same all over the country, but up here in Newcastle and Northumberland, the waiting times to get in to see some of the mental health services are disgusting. It's 3 or 4 months down the line, and they're not always the best. So sometimes you might have to privately go and get some help or speak to friends and family, but do something. Get on and do something. Don't let it get to a bad state. Number 3, we've talked about this in the last couple of weeks, radiators versus drains. There are only 2 types of people in this world, I find. There are radiators. These are people who are happy, they're outgoing, they're supportive, they help the friends and family. They're a pleasure to be around, they're full of energy. These are the people you want to be around. The other type of person is a drain. Today some people have called them psychic vampires, emotional vampires. But there are some people in life who just drag you down. They suck the energy away. They do all sorts of daft things. So the thing is, choose your time wisely of who you spend your time with. If you've got members in your family who are reliant on you, who are drains, you may want to limit the amount of time you have with them. You know that there's the other analogy that if you're on an aeroplane and that aeroplane's going down and you've got family and friends on that plane, the first thing you need to do is to put your oxygen mask on so that you can help other people. Yeah, that's really important. And it's exactly the same with this. Spend your time around the people who lift you up, who make you feel good, who make you feel wonderful, and limit the time that you are around the drains. The other thing that I'd say is ask yourself which one you are. Are you a radiator or are you a drain? Are you always whinging on about how bad things are? Are you always draining people's time? Are you always seeking attention? If you are, you need to move. You need to become a radiator. Just by getting the state of where you feel better, you can be the superhero in your family or your friend circles. This works so nicely. It helps to lift you up. Don't be a drain, be a radiator. And actually, I'll come to this in a bit, but it actually helps if you're having problems. 4, avoid negatives, and especially avoid negative Facebook groups. There's a number of Facebook groups out there for anxiety, stress, depression, worry, all sorts of things, and sadly they don't help. They make things worse because there's constantly trigger warnings. There's I've got this problem, who else suffers with this? If you talk about the problem over and over and over and over and focus on the problems rather than the solution, you're dragging yourself further towards the problem. You do get in life what you focus on. I'll say that again. You do get in life what you focus on. I know people who just focus on illness. They're always looking on Google. They used to look in books about problems and health problems. They always seem to get that problem. Where people who focus on health, people who focus on natural alternatives, holistic health, seem to be healthier and happier. So it depends where you focus on. If you're stuck in one of those negative Facebook groups that's constantly going on about problems, and today they'll be talking about suicide massively, get out of them. Just leave them. I joined a few of them just to see what was going on, and I'm shocked how bad they are. But within the professional world of psychology and NLP and hypnosis and anxiety and stress, all the groups are saying the same. Get out of these groups. They're negative. They're not doing you any good. So move away from them. Number 5 is, what are you doing on a daily basis to improve your mental health? Again, this is your responsibility, nobody else's. What things are you doing to make yourself feel better? So first of all, are you getting out regularly for exercise? It's so important. We are meant to exercise. We are meant to get out. So make sure you're getting out on a regular basis for a walk, a bike, cycle, swimming, table tennis. Find something that you like doing. If it's a case I don't like anything, keep looking and find something that you do. But exercise is so important. You need to get out around nature, in the woods, the sea. You know, the blues and the greens are psychologically proved to make us feel better. And although it's cold and it's wet and it's windy and you don't want to get out, by pushing yourself to get out and do it, you'll feel so much better and you'll feel so much warmer. Food. We've talked about food again on the YouTube channel. There's some videos on there. Some foods can make you feel great and some foods can make you feel down. To make you feel better, look for the Daily Dozen by Dr. Gregor, on your App Store, Play Store, whatever it is, and start adding those good foods into there. Foods that make us feel bad, junk food, high salt, high fat, high sugar. Just do what you can do to make things feel better. So get onto good foods and avoid all the junk foods that take us down and make us feel really bad. Are you learning? Are you progressing? Are you doing something new? The brain seems to build new brain cells and be healthier when we start to learn things on a regular basis. Are you spending quality time with your good friends, not your negative friends? Get out, go for a meal, go for a walk. Same with your family. Other good things that are really useful: meditation, it's good. Mindfulness, fantastic. Self-hypnosis and reading, all good things. You need to be doing something daily, and it's your responsibility for helping your mental health. Now, 6, avoid. Now, this poor lady who's committed suicide, they're all now going on about mental health and how important it is, but a lot of these newspapers have been bullying this lady for years. Now, one of the things I've got to say is, guys, newspapers, dump them. Really. I'm not going to mention the names, but it's disgusting. If you see a newspaper and it's doing that to somebody, I couldn't spend my money paying for that. I remember years ago, I watched an interview. I don't watch live telly, but I caught this. Some lady, she was quite plump, quite large, had been on one of these X Factor type programs, and she'd become famous. And when they said to her, how are you coping with the fame? She said, I'm shocked. She says, I used to buy these glossy magazines in the supermarkets and read them about celebrities. And she says, as soon as I came into the spotlight, they started having a go at me, having a go at my weight, having a go at my voice. And she said it just destroyed her. She wouldn't buy them anymore. So my rule is, don't buy things that are negative. Don't watch things that are negative. Stop buying those newspapers, for God's sake, and stop sharing their stories on Facebook and everywhere else. They don't deserve your money. A lot of people are saying today, have they caused this girl to commit suicide? I think there's a slight element in there. You know, if you're putting money into that, you're promoting that and you're making it worse. And that's got to have an effect on you as well. So for God's sake, get rid of all of that negative stuff. Again, this is another type of drain. These newspapers don't make you feel good, and again, they push you back into that fight or flight symptoms. So read something good. If you're going to spend your money on something, find something positive, something good. 7, on the same frame at the end of that, do something that makes you feel good every day. Now, there's so many things that we haven't tried. You might want to get out and try dancing. You might want to try the gym. You might want to do a new sport. Go out and do something that makes you feel good. Find out what makes you feel good and go and do it again and again and again, as long as it's positive and it's healthy. So get out and do that. It's important to feel good and remember how you feel. We've mentioned food. You know, go out and try new foods that make you feel good. Try new activities, join a walking group, make new friends, karate, judo, self-defense, anything that builds confidence and makes you feel good. Do it on a regular basis. Number 8, find your purpose in life. We've all got a purpose in life. If you're just sitting about watching the telly, spending for God knows what time in your pajamas each day, get it off your butt and do something. Yes, we all have to go out and do some work to pay the bills, but we need to do something that feels good and something that benefits the community. So what I'd say is, as your purposes, they could be looking after your family, taking care of your friends, helping those less fortunate. You know, there's loads of homeless people out there. You might want to get out and help those people. Start a community project, just to improve things. Go out litter picking. Get some black bags and some friends and those things from the pound shop that picks up the litter, the grabbers. Make your community feel a little bit better, and you feel a lot better in return. Help a local charity. Go out and find a purpose. Maybe start a little business. Do something good. It's all good for you, but you need to be doing this rather than sitting about. Number 9 is personal development. Personal development is something that's really pushed me forward. For those of you who know my story, they're going to class me disabled at 15, 16. I was the size of a house, 7 asthma attacks a day, but I had severe anxiety, stress, a bit of depression. You know, I decided I didn't want to do it. I started to pick up books and I started to learn, and I learned how to get over all these things, and that's how I've moved to helping people with all these things now. You can do exactly the same, and I'm lucky that I've had some mentors. I've found some great business people over the years. So one of them got into a little network marketing business. I think it was something to do with perfumes and things. Hello, Emma. And he became a very, very successful businessman, but he learned all the skills very cheaply through a little network marketing business doing perfume. I found lots of other people who've pushed me into Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar. This is all free on YouTube now. Find some skills, practice them, do them over and over again, and it's important that we do the right things. Okay, so get into personal development. There's loads of books. Read something that's inspiring. Try something. Maybe go to the supermarket and smile at somebody you don't know. Just push yourself a little bit each day, and this can be really, really good. A big thing I could say is start yourself a little business. There's loads of home-based businesses now. If you want to get into those, they will teach you skills, they will push you forward, and they're quite good. Finally, number 10, be yourself. Okay, there's an awful lot of pressure in the media and the papers, especially adverts, and especially for women, that you need to have this product to feel good. You need to have tons of makeup on. You need to do X, Y, and Z. That's rubbish, guys. Be yourself. Be happy. You don't need to look a certain way to attract somebody else. If you're happy and you've got confidence, you'll attract people. Have fun, but be yourself. Don't be the same as everybody else. Don't look like everybody else. It's scary now when I see women and they all look exactly the same with a blank mask of makeup. Be yourself, be confident, and just have fun with it all. So, there's 10 tips for you. Get out and do it. If you have any questions, if you need any help, I love questions. Either send me a PM or leave a comment below these videos. We have a YouTube channel full of loads of videos like this, which can really help people. By all means, go and subscribe to them. I will leave a little link to that shortly. Have a great week. And again, if ever you need any help or support, just get in touch. Have a great week. See you soon.